Okay, changing the whole head on the bent shaft whippersnippers. You'll see when you add the wire, you know there's two parts to this, the bottom bit and the top bit. The bottom bit will be in one of the trays, and sorry, the bottom bit and the top bit, they must go together. If you don't have those two on, it's not going to work. So let's imagine that that's got a hole in it, or maybe it's the whole thing's just popped out. If you can save the bottom bits with the eyes in and this bit, make sure you put them into the van, into a tray, and I use those because they're still good. Because what we can actually do, if you have saved everything with the eyes as well, although they usually pop out, but if you think maybe this is worn away too much and it's time to change, and before it explodes, then great, you can actually just add a new head like this one has here. You can see this is a second-hand one, and that's brand new, and you should have spares of both. So you have a head, the under disc, and the top of the head. So what we'll do here is, first of all, the head, if we want to just change the head, toolbox, any tool. You can do this with your fingers if you're strong enough, but basically if we're just changing the head, or maybe your wire is jammed, push in the bottom, that flicked up nice and easily, push in the bottom and move upwards. It's a push down and upwards movement. Then you can take the head off, try and save the spring. The spring doesn't come with the new heads. There should be spare springs in the van. And then we put a new spring. These just come off and go in. So we'll just imagine that that is the new head, and then we've got a new head, everything else is fine. We put that back in, getting everything in the correct place. You may need to use this to get it back in, probably not, but it needs to be actually in place. That's not incorrectly. You can see here that there's still a gap there. Bang. You can see when it comes through, that edge there is fully down, and the same here, the thick edge is fully down. That's not going to come off. That's ready to go. So that is just if you're changing the top of the head. If you need to replace the whole thing because it's blown up, generally you will still have this in place, the bottom disc, but you may have lost that as well. So what we need here is an Allen key, a screwdriver, or anything long and thin, because what we're going to do is, you will see on the base of the head, this is actually part of the actual whippersnipper, not the head, this metal area here. This is how we unscrew the head, because at the moment that screw goes with it, you can't unscrew it. So you put that in the hole, and then you turn this around until you see that. So this isn't in, it's just resting, and then as you turn around, bang, it slots into place. I can then leave that, and this is then, that is locked in place. I can then, one way or another, I can't remember which way to turn it. This is not a particularly good one to do it with. Which way around does this go? It's definitely the right place, I can see it. There we go. So we turn it away from you if you're holding it like this with your right hand. That all comes undone. You can release that if you like. Now, head comes all the way off. You can see 2 bits. Take any plastic or grass, and also any grass that's around here, and then get your new head. Remember, you need this bit to go on first. That just sits on top. It's not particularly, it doesn't go around anything, so the best thing to do is to fit those 2 knobs there into the grooves on the bottom. That's now as it should be. I can then put that on the top, the new head that is, and screw it back on. Screw that down all the way, but you see how this, I can hold that, but it's not going to be as tight as we need it. So again, I find my little hole, there it is, that's not moving, and I pull and turn, just hand tight. Now that's ready to go. So remember, you can either change just the top of the head. If you lose all your parts, you change the whole head. If you lose the whole thing, you need your disc as well, and also the spring inside the head. So all of those parts, apart from the eyelets, they're the things we lose and I don't have spares, will be spares in the van.